What if I told you that preventing cancer might be, well, simpler than Big Pharma wants you to believe? Sounds controversial, right? But here's the thing. Recent research from leading independent scientists has uncovered these powerful prevention methods that cost almost nothing, and yet somehow they're not being shouted from the rooftops. Why? Because there's no profit in prevention. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. We're diving into the latest research that the pharmaceutical industry definitely does not want going viral. Welcome. Now, let's get one thing straight right from the very start. The title of this video, How to Never Get Cancer, is intentionally bold. It's a provocation, and I need to be like 100% clear. There is no single magic pill, no secret elixir that can guarantee a lifetime free from this disease. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you false hope. But, and this is one of the most important, most hopeful buts in all of modern medicine, what if you weren't powerless? What if you were far more in control than you've been led to believe? The science is conclusive. The World Health Organization, the American Cancer Society, the National Cancer Institute, they all converge on one staggering, revolutionary number. Somewhere between 40 and 50% of all cancer cases are preventable. Let that sink in. Almost half. This isn't about some empty guarantee. This is about empowerment. It's about understanding that the daily choices you make can fundamentally stack the deck in your favor. So today, we're not talking about magic, we're talking about science. We are going to build a practical, evidence-based blueprint for architecting a body that is a fortress against disease. First, we have to tackle point one, the genetic myth. Your DNA is not your destiny. So many of us carry this heavy weight of fear, We think my uncle had colon cancer, my mother had breast cancer, it's in my genes, it's just a matter of time. And that feeling of being doomed by your DNA, it can be paralyzing. But here is a fact that should be shouted from the rooftops. According to the National Cancer Institute, only about 5 to 10% of all cancers are strongly linked to inherited genetic mutations. 5 to 10%. That means for a staggering 90 to 95% of cancers, the primary driver isn't the genetic blueprint you were born with, but the environments you build around that blueprint. It's the food you eat, the air you breathe, the choices you make every single day. The best analogy I've ever heard is this. Your genes might load the gun, but it's our lifestyle that overwhelmingly pulls the trigger. This single piece of information, it changes everything. It moves you from being a passenger in your own health journey to being the pilot. You are the architect. All right, now that you know you're in the driver's seat, let's move to point two, annihilate the big three. These are the most powerful levers you can pull. If you want to make the biggest possible impact on your risk, you start with the three factors that science has proven, beyond any doubt, are the most destructive. First, and this is absolutely non-negotiable, tobacco. There's no greater, more well-documented cause of cancer on the planet. I mean, we all know it causes lung cancer, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. When you smoke, you inhale over 7,000 chemicals, and at least 70 of them are known carcinogens. These poisons, they don't just stay in your lungs. They enter your bloodstream and circulate through your entire body, damaging the DNA in your bladder, your pancreas, your kidneys, your stomach, your colon. Quitting smoking or never starting is the single most powerful cancer prevention decision you can ever make. Second, alcohol. For decades, we've heard these conflicting messages, right? Maybe that a little red wine is good for the heart. But when it comes to cancer, the story is crystal clear. There is no known safe amount of alcohol consumption, period. When you drink alcohol, your body metabolizes it into a compound called acetaldehyde. And acetaldehyde, it's a recognized carcinogen that can directly damage your DNA and stop your cells from repairing that damage. The less you drink, the lower your risk. It's a direct dose-response relationship. And third, maintaining a healthy body weight. This is so much more than a cosmetic issue. Excess body fat, particularly that visceral fat around your organs, isn't just sitting there. It's a metabolically active organ. It actually churns out excess hormones like estrogen and growth factors like insulin, which can act like a potent fertilizer for cancer cells, telling them to grow and divide. It also creates this state of chronic, low-grade inflammation, a kind of constant smoldering fire that damages cells and creates an environment where cancer is more likely to thrive. Addressing these three factors alone is like removing the main enemy combatants from the battlefield. This brings us to point 3, architecting an anti-cancer diet. Fueling your fortress. Look, the internet is full of claims about superfoods. Forget that. No single food can prevent cancer. It's the overall pattern of your diet, day in and day out, that creates a protective effect. The evidence overwhelmingly points towards a diet centered on whole plant foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes like beans and lentils. Why? Well, for one, fiber. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and in return, they produce compounds like butyrate, which have powerful anti-cancer properties. And plants are also loaded with antioxidants and phytochemicals. Think of these as your body's internal rust proofers, just neutralizing the free radicals that damage your DNA. But here's a critical interrupt pattern. In 2015, the World Health Organization made a groundbreaking announcement. They classified processed meat, things like bacon, ham, salami, hot dogs, as a Group 1 carcinogen. This puts it in the exact same category of certainty as tobacco and asbestos. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean a hot dog is as dangerous as a cigarette. It means the strength of the evidence that it contributes to colorectal cancer is just as strong. You are what you eat, so build your fortress with the right materials. We've covered some incredibly important, heavy ground here, and I really hope you're starting to feel that sense of empowerment we talked about. If this information is resonating with you, if it's helping you see your health in a new light, please, could you take just a second to support our channel by hitting that like button? It's a small click for you, but it makes a huge difference in helping this evidence-based research reach more people. And if you want to continue on this journey of building a healthier life, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. Your support is what allows us to keep making videos just like this one. Thank you. All right, let's get back to our blueprint. Point 4, the body in motion, your internal pharmacy. If there's anything that comes close to a magic pill for health, it's exercise. Its role in cancer prevention is profound. Regular physical activity helps maintain a healthy weight, lowers inflammation, as we discussed, but it's more than that. It directly improves the function of your immune system. Think of your immune cells like natural killer cells as a 24/7 security patrol, constantly searching and destroying abnormal cells. Exercise makes that patrol more numerous, more active, and more effective. And here's a detail you might not know. When you exercise, your muscles act like an endocrine organ. They release these powerful proteins into your bloodstream called myokines. Some of these myokines have been shown in studies to have direct anti-cancer effects. I mean, they can literally travel through your body and help suppress tumor growth. You don't have to become a marathon runner. The American Cancer Society recommends at least 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. That's just 30 minutes 5 days a week. A brisk walk unlocks your body's internal pharmacy. Now for point 5, the unseen shield, mastering your environment. So far, our focus has been internal, but we have to be aware of the external world. The most obvious is ultraviolet or UV radiation from the sun. Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the United States, and most cases are preventable. Seek shade, wear protective clothing, use broad-spectrum sunscreen. Simple. But here's one that's far more dangerous than people realize: radon. Radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas that can seep into homes from the ground. You can't see it, smell it, or taste it. And get this, it is the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers, responsible for tens of thousands of deaths each year. Every single home should be tested for radon. Test kits are inexpensive, they're easy to use. It's such a simple step that could literally save your life. Finally, we arrive at point 6, the ultimate safety net, the power of early detection.
We've built our fortress, we've minimized our risks, but no fortress is impenetrable, and that's why our final critical strategy is cancer screening. The entire goal of screening is to find cancer early, when it's small, hasn't spread, and is most treatable. A colonoscopy is the perfect example. It's not just detection, it's prevention. During the procedure, a doctor can find and remove precancerous growths called polyps, stopping cancer before it even has a chance to start. It's a seek and destroy mission for pre-cancer. So talk to your doctor about when you should start getting mammograms, pap tests, lung cancer screens if you have a history of smoking, and colon cancer screenings. This is not about looking for trouble. It's about being proactive, responsible, and giving yourself the absolute best chance. So let's bring it all together. The promise of never getting cancer isn't a guarantee we can buy, but a goal we can build. It's built by understanding you are the architect of your health, not a victim of your genes. It's built by removing foundational risks and reinforced by flooding your body with protective foods, the power of movement, and an intelligent shield of environmental awareness, all protected by the ultimate safety net of early detection. This is your blueprint. Now, I would love to hear from you. After hearing all of this, what is one small, achievable change you are willing to commit to this week? Is it A, adding one more service?